Hey everyone, you're watching RAWREVEALNETWORK, your trusted source for all WWE matches, rumors, and updates. Hit that bell and let's dive in. Professional wrestling has always been as much about what happens behind the scenes as what unfolds in the ring, and rarely has the backstage landscape captured as much attention as the current situation involving Seth Rollins, Jon Moxley, and Roman Reigns. This isn't about scripted rivalries or pre-planned storylines. This is about relationships, opportunity, and the evolving nature of the wrestling business. A single visit, one that seems innocent on the surface, has triggered waves of speculation, tension, and reflection on loyalty, freedom, and career trajectory, and it speaks volumes about the changing dynamics of the industry. The injury that sparked everything. 3 days ago, Seth Rollins sustained what WWE described as a significant knee injury during a house show in Philadelphia. Injuries are part of wrestling, painful but inevitable. But this incident took on new significance because of what happened immediately afterward. Within 24 hours, Jon Moxley, a former WWE star who left on his own terms and thrived elsewhere, flew from Cincinnati to Davenport, Iowa, to visit Seth in person. This wasn't a phone call or a text. It was a deliberate face-to-face visit. And according to sources, Roman Reigns discovered it not from Seth or WWE, but via social media, when a fan spotted Moxley's rental car outside Seth's house. That detail alone underscores how unexpected and disruptive this visit was within WWE's tightly controlled environment. The context of Jon Moxley's career. Jon Moxley isn't just another former WWE talent. He's a symbol of independence in professional wrestling. When he left WWE in 2019, he spoke openly about the creative limitations, the rigid corporate structure, and how scripted promos had impacted his passion for the craft. His move to AEW proved that a wrestler could achieve top-tier success without WWE's infrastructure, main eventing shows and captivating audiences while maintaining creative freedom. Moxley's journey is a clear example of a path outside WWE's control, one that combines artistic satisfaction with financial success, and his presence in Seth Rollins' home represents a subtle but powerful reminder of the choices performers now have. Roman Reigns' perspective. Roman Reigns' reaction to this visit has reportedly been intense. Sources say he immediately called an emergency meeting with Triple H, demanding answers about why Seth was meeting with Moxley. This is not mere scripted drama. It is genuine concern about potential implications. Roman's role as the tribal chief is built not just on his in-ring dominance, but on the perception of loyalty, authority, and control within WWE. The possibility that Seth Rollins, a former ally and fellow Shield member, might be influenced by Moxley challenges that perception, and by extension, the stability of Roman's position. His concern reflects the intersection of personal loyalty, professional pride, and the corporate ecosystem he has invested in for years. The weight of timing adds another layer of significance. Seth is recovering from a serious injury, a moment naturally filled with reflection on career longevity and priorities. He is 39 years old, with a decade of punishing matches behind him and 18 months remaining on his WWE contract. For any performer in his position, these are questions about legacy, physical capability, and the next steps in life. Moxley's presence at such a pivotal moment highlights alternatives Seth might not have fully considered. How to wrestle creatively, maintain health, and still thrive financially outside WWE. The visit represents more than friendship. It is a window into what is possible when wrestlers control their own path. The implications of loyalty and control. This situation is deeply tied to loyalty and trust. Roman Reigns' entire character and status within WWE depend on the structure and control of the company. Seeing former allies succeed independently challenges not only his professional position, but also his understanding of loyalty in wrestling. WWE has long cultivated the idea that talent must stay within the company to be considered legitimate stars, but Moxley's success undermines that notion. The idea that Seth could be swayed by Moxley threatens both the corporate hierarchy and Roman's authority. showing how fragile control can be when talent recognizes alternative paths. Potential career impacts. The visit opens up significant questions about the future. If Seth Rollins were to explore opportunities outside WWE, it could fundamentally alter the company's landscape. Seth is a central figure in WWE's main event scene, a performer capable of carrying storylines, feuds, and major events. His departure would leave a notable void, especially with a roster where only a few performers can shoulder the kind of responsibility Seth has managed for years. Moreover, Seth's decisions could influence other top talent, demonstrating that creative and financial fulfillment outside WWE is possible and potentially reshaping the industry's competitive balance. The broader industry picture. This story also reflects broader changes in professional wrestling. For decades, WWE positioned itself as the ultimate destination for talent, the gateway to fame and legacy. Jon Moxley, Cody Rhodes, and others have shown that this model is no longer absolute. AEW and other promotions provide viable platforms for top-tier talent to achieve success on their own terms. The visit between Moxley and Seth Rollins symbolizes this evolution. It is a conversation about possibilities, choices, and the freedom wrestlers increasingly demand. It underscores how the wrestling world is no longer dominated by a single corporate entity. Roman Reigns' professional reality. For Roman Reigns, this is more than a matter of personal feelings. It is about strategy and reputation. His character, both in storyline and in reality, reflects dominance, control, and leadership. Watching former allies succeed independently challenges that narrative and raises questions about his own career decisions. If Seth were to leave WWE and thrive as Moxley has, it would force a reevaluation of what loyalty and success really mean, not just for Roman, but for the audience and the company itself. The next steps. The months ahead will be crucial. Seth Rollins is expected to be out of action for 4 to 6 months, a period for reflection, recovery, and potential conversations with Moxley, AEW executives, and even his wife, Becky Lynch. Becky, herself a top-tier performer, has contract considerations and career ambitions that could influence decisions. Together, their choices could create one of the most significant free agent scenarios in modern wrestling history, reshaping the balance of power between WWE and AEW, and demonstrating the increasingly fluid nature of talent movement in the industry. Conclusion. The visit of Jon Moxley to Seth Rollins' home is emblematic of the shifting dynamics in professional wrestling. It highlights the increasing freedom and options performers have, the tension between corporate loyalty and personal fulfillment, and the real-world consequences of backstage relationships. Roman Reigns' reaction underscores the personal and professional stakes at play, revealing how identity, pride, and career strategy intersect in wrestling. For fans, this is not just a story about an injured superstar or a private visit. It is a lens into the evolving industry, the decisions talent face, and the potential transformations that could redefine professional wrestling for years to come. The next 18 months will determine not just Seth Rollins' future, but potentially the trajectory of WWE itself, and wrestling fans are watching every move with anticipation.